everyone, it is Susie and welcome back. This is day 8 of our 10 days of tags. 2 days left to go. What I have here is I've been playing around with these toilet paper rolls. So years ago, even the toilet paper mini albums, back when I did mini albums, they were just making these by the tons. It was just a fun thing. People started using the rolls. So I thought, why not make a tag? I had kind of played with this before, and I thought about it being a holder, you know, and I didn't do much to it, but I thought, why not make a tag and you could just slip it in to your holder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut. Now, I don't know if this will work or not. I haven't made one, but we will see. So I'm going to cut this because I don't want to put it in my, I'm going to cut it a little bit bigger so I can cut straight edges on it. But I didn't want both going through the cutter here. Oops. So it might be a little hard to cut straight. It doesn't want to sit in there very good, but we're going to try it. I haven't done this before, so we will, there we go. We will see. Will it fit in our little holder? Oh, yes. Okay. I'm going to take just a little bit off, just a tiny tad more off. There we go. Because I like it to have enough, enough room to really move in there. Okay, so I've just picked out some of these little images here. I even thought about paper dolls would be fun. But I want this to be matching. So what I have is 49 and Market has this large, really wide tape, and I can almost cover that whole tag with that. That's what I had used on this holder and just kind of wrapped it around. So that's what I'm thinking would be fun. And I'm going to put it sideways. I don't think I'm going to put it up and down, although I probably should. Okay, let's just see here. All right, so I will wrap it around. Let's get it laid kind of flat if that's possible. It's very sticky, so it should hold really well. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my front, what would be my front side. And I'm actually going to, I'll cut it. Okay. So let's, I tell you, the wind is blowing really hard again today. We've just had a lot of winds and a lot of rain. Just seems like it's never ending. So, storms. All right, so there we are. And that's going to just kind of be our background. And I'm just going to cut that down. I want to make sure I've got it nice and, which I think I might have cut a little bit of the tag, but it'll be all right. Okay, so we've just kind of got it covered there is what we have got it done in. And then we'll figure out something for this back side here. I know I've got tons of scraps from so many projects that we've done. I really like my ledger paper here, my vintage ledger. I use it on a lot of the projects, and I've used it on a lot of our tags even. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. And we'll just finish it off in, oops, and I'll cut it down to size there to fit. I kind of ripped it there, but it'll be okay. It's going to go on anyway. All right, so let's get that kind of cut. And what we'll do is on the front side, we will try to put some kind of little pieces here to But we're going to keep this really simple. I need to figure out what kind of, what I want to do for the, I may just put a hole punch with a grommet in it, is what I may do. Or not a grommet, what do they call that? I can't even think what they're called now. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. I'm going to stitch around it in black, though. That I am going to do. And the back side, I think we just want a piece of stained paper, maybe. That just maybe what we want. A piece of, this is just a piece of lined paper, but I tell you, I've been trying to do some coffee dyeing, and lined paper, it's really hard to find a paper that doesn't bleed the lines or fade the lines. If anybody out there knows of a good paper brand that you can use, please let me know. That is lined paper that doesn't run your lines together and then get your blues, you know, and your reds all smudged in there. Let me know. I have tried, of course, Walmart. I tried Walmart's Pen and Gear, and that won't work. I've tried Home Office Depot, which is the same as kind of like Staples. I have tried their paper, and it bleeds. Or no, it doesn't bleed, but your lines disappear. It fades the lines. So I just don't know. I just am at a loss what paper to use. Now, I have bought coffee stain paper from places on Etsy, I think in the past, that they've got the right paper because it doesn't bleed the lines. But gosh, I haven't been able to find it. So, all right. So this is kind of what I'm doing. I'm just going to tear this apart, and what I'll do is I'll end up just stitching around that part, because I'm going to stitch around the whole tag, and I'm going to stitch. Whoops, where did she go? I'm going to stitch our lady on here as well. So, and I don't want to cover this up too awful much. I want to keep it really where the washi tape is the, and look how that came out, Emporium. Came out right there. How cool is that? Just where it needed to be. Okay, so I think that's going to be pretty much it for the tag. We can work on decorating this holder up a little bit. So let me get all the things stitched around, and then we'll come back in and start working again. Okay, so I've got everything stitched around here that I wanted to. And I'm just going to ink this up a bit. And we're just going to place it kind of like there. We're going to keep it really simple. Okay. All right. So there is that, and this is an eyelet. What I was trying to think of, not grommet, but an eyelet. That's terrible. Sometimes my brain just cannot think of now I've already made me a little mark here, kind of where the center is. So we're gonna poke that center, and we're gonna put that big eyelet on there. Okay, so now we've got that, and let's see. On the back, I wanted to add my piece, which I forgot to stitch it. I said I had everything stitched, but I don't. We're just gonna, oh, you know what? Maybe I'm not gonna stitch that. Maybe I'm just gonna leave it, since it already has the black stitching around it anyway. Let's just leave it. We don't want too much going on. All right, and this will just be kind of for you to, you know, kind of ride on. That will work there. Okay. Not sure. I'll have to get some black, black seam binding. And I see that that's in my little thing there. So we're just going to kind of carve it away from where I'm going to put the seam binding through. Just kind of make that work for us back there. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and start working on our little pocket holder here, since I have so many. Oh, you know what else? I think there was something else I wanted to do. That I have scraps. I have so many scraps everywhere. I have this pulled out for a project that I will be working on later. Why don't we see if I can use something here? That gives it a little pop of something, doesn't it? Or we have this too, French coffee. Okay, so I like that as well. So I just have to decide I think I'm just gonna go big on this little tag. So let's add that. There we go. All right, so there is that, and I really like that. That's just a cute little tag, and like I said, we'll get some black seam binding there. All right, so we can put our washi away. I have some just pieces. That we can just kind of add on our little holder here. I wished I had straight at the bottom and yeah, let me cut this because I want it straight at the bottom. Yeah, we're gonna have to go something like that. And I'll cut it straight outside. But the first thing I need to do, I guess, is get this bottom glued shut before I forget. So it can hold our tag. Alright, so we definitely want that to get kind of closed up. I'm going to stick a couple little pins on there to hold that real good. So, alright, so we'll have to hold off on putting, but we could actually put the piece that I wanted there here. So I'm going to chop that just a hair. Yeah, let's put that there. And I'm actually I was going to decorate the back, but there's no sense in decorating the back because it'd probably just glue it in it'll be glued in a journal anyway. So there's probably no sense in worrying about decorating that part of it. It'll all be hid anyway, so. Alright. We'll ink up the edges and stuff to kind of. Okay, that's a really fast drying glue, so I think we're good. And we will add maybe this at the bottom. Just kind of cut it a little bit to keep it from hanging over the side. Yeah. Okay, so let's get it glued down. That washi, it takes a little bit for the glue to hold to that, so. Okay, and then we're going to use this bigger lady here. The bigger photo, not the bigger lady, but the bigger photo. We're going to use that. And we may put, let's see, something. I have some grungy ticket too here that I thought I have grunged up some of these old tickets. Well, they're not old, they're new tickets grunged up. So I'm not sure. We have these. We could do Curiosity or Be Brave. Either one there would be, we could kind of maybe add, yeah, just give a little something. I'll make it a vintage button or so. Yeah, I kind of like that. So let's get her stuck down. Okay, so we've got the Be Brave. I like that. And then we may add, like I said, a vintage button or something here or there. Now, I think what I am going to do, because I'm not going to stitch around the sides, but I may run a stitch around this bottom just to kind of hold it there in place. So, all right. So let me stitch this bottom part here. Let me grab my black, my black seam binding there, and that will complete the tag as soon as we could just pull it together. Okay, so while I was looking for my black seam binding, I ran across, I forgot I had this in the shop. This is just some eyelash trim. So I'm thinking I might use some eyelash trim instead. But here I just sewed on the bottom. I couldn't do any really zigzag or anything because I didn't want it to take away from the length of the pocket. So this is going to stick out a little bit the way it is, which is okay. We want it to stick out somewhat. So let's, and you know, I'm also thinking, why don't I hole punch while I have these grungy tickets? Let's put a little hole there. Maybe we could add that in the, you know, in the pocket there. Maybe. Okay. So let's, and I do want to ink around everything, I guess, before I get too involved there. Let's just get everything kind of nice and distressed. Yeah, I'm not going to worry too much about the back, like I said, because I know that that's something that's just going to be attached anyway to the journal. Okay, so let's get our eyelash trim put in. I think I got a bow. I'm just not sure. You can't grab it from all your little hairs there. Okay, so let's. It may be too much with a bow, but we'll see. And I may even want that. No, I don't want to take it out. Okay, so I don't like it floppy like that with the bow because I can't see how big the bow is. So we're going to figure out my strings here. We're going to pull it out. I wish there was a way to, because I would like it a little fuller at the top, just not so big with the, and try it one more time. Well, that's a little better. Yeah, I don't mind that. Okay. All right, so I'm kind of liking that right there with just a little tiny bow, because it just looks nice and fluffy and full. So anyway, I think this is going to do it. I don't even think that I'm going to, I don't think I'm even going to worry about that. Well, I may. I was going to say, I'm not even sure I'm going to worry about that. Let me see if this is just a little smaller. Maybe just have a tiny, we could do that. Just have that little tiny spot filled in there. But we're not at the bottom. We're just going to leave that bottom like it is. But I think that will complete our day 8 of our 10 days of tags. Yeah, and that just looks a little full, which is what I like. So there we are. A little toilet paper roll. A little upcycle project today. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you in tomorrow's video. Bye-bye.